Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah and this is the second episode of my new NYC guide series. In this series, I highlight a different New York City neighborhood each episode and let you guys know about my favorite things to see, eat, and do there. My first episode was about Greenwich Village, and if you guys would like to see that, I'll put a card here and a link in the description. But today, we are talking about Brooklyn Heights. Brooklyn Heights is very special to me because I live here. I love this neighborhood so much that I decided to make it home for the past 2 years, and I think you guys are gonna love it too. There are so many interesting things to see and do here. It's easy to get here from almost anywhere in the city, and it is absolutely beautiful. Brooklyn Heights is located in the northwest part of Brooklyn, bounded by Old Fulton Street to the north, Cadman Plaza to the east, Atlantic Avenue to the south, and the East River to the west. The surrounding neighborhoods are Dumbo to the north, Cobble Hill to the south, and downtown Brooklyn to the east. Getting here is super easy since the neighborhood is serviced by so many subway lines. You can take the A or C train to High Street, the 2 or 3 to Clark Street, the 2, 3, 4, or 5 to Borough Hall, and the R train to Court Street. You could also take the NYC ferry to the Atlantic Avenue Pier 6 stop or the Dumbo stop. It is worth noting though that the Dumbo stop is currently closed, but it is set to reopen in early summer. There's so much history in this neighborhood that I cannot even begin to scratch the surface in this video. It could be a whole hour-long video on its own, but here's a little synopsis. Brooklyn Heights as it is today was the brainchild of Hezekiah Pierpont, who bought up all the land in the early 19th century, laid out the streets, and sold property to developers. It is known historically as America's first suburb and was given this title in the 1830s when Pierpont bought up the ferry service and awarded the rights to Robert Fulton, who introduced faster steamboats that made Lower Manhattan easily accessible from here. Many notable people have since resided in Brooklyn Heights, such as W.E.B. Du Bois, Arthur Miller, Walt Whitman, and the writer Truman Capote, who began his famous memoir, Brooklyn Heights, a personal memoir, with the famous line, "I live in Brooklyn by choice." George Washington even retreated here during the Civil War. The area is still very popular for notable people today, but I personally feel a little weird about making their private lives even more public than they already are, so I'm not gonna name any names. Most of the architecture in the neighborhood is very, very old, and there are actually over 600 properties here that predate the Civil War. Although the neighborhood is very upscale, you don't see many of the high-rise, new-build, luxury-type buildings here. Instead, you see beautifully renovated brownstone townhomes and pre-war apartment buildings. The median rent for a one-bedroom apartment here is currently $2,700. Like I said earlier, there is so much history in this area that I can't even begin to come close to covering it all in this video, but you should absolutely do some further research because it's so fascinating, and you can make a pretty good head start by visiting the first place on our list, the Center for Brooklyn History. The Center for Brooklyn History is a museum, library, and educational center that preserves the study of Brooklyn's 400-year history. It's located at 128 Pierpont Street. Remember Pierpont, the guy that basically started all this? It is open from 10 to 4, Monday through Friday, and is totally free to visit. Unfortunately, as of right now in May 2021, they are still only offering lobby service for library pickups and returns due to the pandemic, but I still had to include it on this list because it's a must-see for history buffs. They are planning on reopening later this year and hosting in-person exhibits and reopening their study areas, so maybe by the time you're watching this, it's already open again. Vineapple Cafe is located at 71 Pineapple Street. Cute name, right? Get it? Vineapple, pineapple, it's cute. Vineapple's been a staple in the neighborhood for years until it sadly closed in 2019. Fortunately, the locals were not having it and they got the cafe reopened under new ownership shortly thereafter. Despite the struggles that the pandemic caused, Vineapple is thriving. Anytime I walk by at any hour of the day, it is totally packed. They have incredible food, serving breakfast, lunch, brunch, and dinner. I'm gonna read a quick excerpt from their website. The menu at Vineapple Cafe was inspired by our deep love of food, coupled with our family's Italian history. Our dishes are a combination of old family recipes and curated originals developed by Chef Diego Feliciano, all made with love and a little bit of butter. Our ingredients are locally sourced, responsibly raised and harvested, and seasonal when available. They also have a full bar with cocktails curated by Jennifer Sandia. They make those with homemade syrups, artisan liqueur, and fresh herbs from their garden. They also offer craft beer and wine from sustainably grown and women-owned vineyards and breweries. My primary reason for visiting Vineapple, however, is for their coffee. They are first and foremost known as a comfy neighborhood coffee shop. They have a beautiful back patio and street seating with Wi-Fi available for public use. I usually get an iced vanilla latte. It is my favorite and it is delicious. Our next stop won't come as a surprise at all if you're familiar with the area, and that is the Brooklyn Heights Promenade. Promenade is actually one of the newer landmarks in Brooklyn Heights, with the southern end opening in 1950 and the northern end in 1951. Locals come from all parts of the city and tourists come from all parts of the world to see the views of Manhattan from the Promenade. You may have also seen it make an appearance in movies like Annie Hall or Moonstruck. From here you have an up-close view of the financial district, but you can see all the way up to Midtown, and there's also a gorgeous view of the East River and the Statue of Liberty. My absolute favorite time to come here is sunset. There is nothing like it. It is absolutely breathtaking. When you're done at the Promenade, you can head directly up Columbia Heights in the direction of Dumbo and check out the new Squibb Bridge. It was originally constructed in 2013 to make Brooklyn Bridge Park more accessible from the Promenade and vice versa. In 2019, it had to be closed down to fix some structural issues, and it reopened last year. It was actually closed when Ross and I moved here, and when it reopened last summer in 2020, we were so excited because it truly does make it a lot easier to get into Brooklyn Bridge Park from Brooklyn Heights. Even though the view is very similar to that of the Promenade, you do get a slightly different perspective, and since it's so close, you should definitely come and check it out. If you're an animal lover, you absolutely should not miss the Brooklyn Cat Cafe. If you're a regular viewer of my channel and you watch my vlogs, you know that I love animals so much. There hasn't been a time in my life that I haven't had pets. I currently have a cat, and I actually used to foster cats and kittens. Fun fact, Rory was actually one of my fosters before I adopted her. Anyways, I absolutely love this place. The Brooklyn Cat Cafe is open from 12 to 7 Friday through Sundays, although the hours were more expansive before the pandemic, so that might change. It costs $10 per person to visit for half an hour and play with the cats, and you can stay for up to 2 hours at a time. All of the proceeds go back into the Cat Cafe, so you get to play with some cats and know that the money you spent to do it is going to contribute directly to their health and well-being. So what's better than that? The Brooklyn Cat Cafe is the first cat cafe to open in Brooklyn. It opened in 2016, and it is the only cat cafe in the whole city that is run by a nonprofit animal rescue organization. All of the cats and kittens in the cafe are available for adoption, so this is an especially great place to visit if you are looking to adopt a new pet. They also regularly host special events such as game nights, cat yoga, and private kitten parties. Yes, that is exactly what it sounds like, and yes, I need to go to one ASAP. If you're interested in learning more about adopting, fostering, volunteering, or watching their kitten cam that they have set up with constant live footage of their kitten terrarium, their website is linked in the description. If you love Thai food, I would recommend making the trip to Brooklyn Heights, specifically to try Pinto. Thai food is one of my favorite cuisines, and Pinto is my favorite spot in the whole city. They serve modern Thai food made from fresh local ingredients and delicious cocktails that are also absolutely adorable, like my favorite, the Rosé Sangria Popsicle. The restaurant itself is styled to feel like a vacation trip to Thailand beaches with beautiful flowers and bright colors everywhere you look. Pinto also offers up its dining room to host private parties like birthday parties, baby showers, wedding showers, and they have a beautiful outdoor area as well. My favorite thing on the menu is the standard pad thai, but you also can't go wrong with the drunken lo mein, the green curry, or probably anything else on the menu. To wrap this up, I'm gonna give you something a little more vague to do, but honestly, one of my favorite things to do here is just walk around and admire the beauty. The old brownstones are absolutely stunning, and you can see some really cool things like Truman Capote's old house at 70 Willow Street, and just have a nice, quiet evening walk away from the hustle and bustle of Manhattan. Thank you so much for watching the second episode of my NYC guide series on Brooklyn Heights. Let me know in the comments below what neighborhood you would like me to feature next, and I'm happy to do it. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more of these and other New York City content and vlogs. I post new videos every single Saturday, and these guides will be coming once a month or so. Stay safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you in the next one.